Hi everyone, my name is Jessica from What I Have Learned, and I am so excited for you to be here on Facebook Live and being able to meet each other, see each other, just hang out together. I'm sort of re-embarking on this journey of Facebook Live. I have a few episodes that I did about, I don't know, in April sometime, so what, 3 months ago or so, and they were great and they happened, but I didn't actually schedule them out, make Facebook Live intentional, and all of that stuff. So this is my attempt to making things concrete, making things intentional, and just delivering you some great information that you can use in your classroom to help enhance the resources and ideas and the classroom practice that you have in your classroom. So you probably found me either through my email list or through having already followed me. So welcome to Facebook Live. If you want to, leave a comment and let me know where you're coming from, what part of the country, part of the world, your grade level you teach, all that information if you want to. Today's presentation is mainly geared toward K2 teachers, and it will be focused on using a hundreds chart in math. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm actually using a new software system, so I'm hoping that it's coming out okay and that it's not glitchy. If it is, let me know and I will see what I can do. I'm not sure if I can do much during the presentation, but it would be good to know if something's just not quite right with it. So I'd appreciate if you let me know that. Here is what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to do some hundreds chart tips, and I have 3 different tips to give you on using a hundreds chart. I lost my window. The first tip that I have is use a 0 to 99 chart. So often our programs have a hundreds chart in them, and hundreds charts are great because they have some uses. You go from 1, which is where we start counting, and they go all the way to 100. And in the past, our standards, at least for kindergarten, was count to 100. They've increased the rigor a little bit, so they're not that anymore, but they used to just stop at 100. The benefit of a 0 to 99 chart, I've got one right here, is that it starts at 0, and it helps students identify 0 as a placeholder. And it helps them understand that our number system really does start with 0, which is nothing. And it goes to 99. Now, the beauty of this is that when you count and you get to the end of the line, you'll see the first line is all single digits. So 10 goes on to the next line. And it really helps with regrouping. When students get into first grade, second grade, and they are making 10s, you get here, and you've made a 10, and you go to the next one. Same thing with all of the other 10s. It goes to the next line. And that just helps really reinforce and solidify those place value strategies. So if students are having difficulty with a hundreds chart and crossing over to that next 10, you might consider using a 0 to 99 chart and helping them just move to the next line with that. So the first tip I have for you is to use a 0 to 99 chart because it reinforces place value strategies. The second tip I have for you is, I'm calling it bottoms up, but think about reversing the chart. We count up, don't we? So some of my students have found success in a hundreds chart or a 0 to 99 chart. You can do it with either chart, but I've done it with a 0 to 99 chart that's reversed. So 0 starts at the bottom, and then we're counting up. We still go to the next line when we reach that 10, but we're counting up. And sometimes students are able to see this a little bit better than they are other ones, and they're able to figure out and follow the number table a little bit better. When students are in, 4th or 5th grade, and they're doing temperature, a thermometer starts at the bottom and moves up. Later this week, or in a couple weeks, I'm going to be talking about number lines. And one of the strategies is to start at the bottom and move up with the number lines. So just thinking about reversing that and helping students solidify their understanding with hundreds charts, maybe starting at the bottom and moving up would be a good strategy with this. The other and the last strategy I have for you with using hundreds charts is to help students move to the next 10 easier. I had a kindergartner a couple years ago, and then I also had her in second grade. But we have a computerized math program at school where students have to count, and they order numbers. So there'll be like 38, 39, and then a blank space and a blank space. And this particular student could not cross 39 to 40. Even if it was like 39, I don't know, 40 and then blank, blank, she could not get to that next 10. And even with a 0 to 99 chart or with a hundreds chart, either versions, she was having difficulty crossing that 10. She would get lost when she would move to the next 10. She just wasn't seeing the way the number system worked together. So I had this brilliant idea while she was working on it to take our hundreds charts at the time, and then I've done it with 0 to 99 charts as well, and create a curved chart. In order to do this, you will need some tape. And so I'm going to try and do this while doing this live. So what you have to do is line up the, and it's a little hard to do, line up the numbers so you can see them transition. Let's see if I can hold it up. Let me do it down here on the table where it's a little bit easier to, and of course my tape breaks. Okay, so you line up the numbers and then you can tape it down across the hundreds chart or 0 to 99 chart or whatever kind of chart you're using. Mine's not coming out perfectly because I'm doing it in front of everyone, but you will get the gist of it. Okay, so what it does is it creates a circular chart. So you can see it up here, and you can see my bubbled, but you know, you can do it better when you're not trying to multitask with things. But you can see it going from 89 to 90, or even lower on from 19 to 20. And so if a student is counting, they can find a number on it, let's say 47, and then they can count 47, 48, 49, oh, and there's 50. It comes next. What this really does is create a circular number line in a way so that students can follow the numbers around and it spirals up. This is sort of just a paper one that I've done, but what I've also done in the past is taken a piece of construction paper or cardstock. You kind of just make it smaller and then stick it in the middle and let it expand, and the tension in it will help flatten it out. You want one that's about the same size or a little bit bigger than this is. I should have gone just about a ½ inch bigger maybe so that there was space at the end. And so you can actually measure this out if you wanted to measure the diameter and figure out how to cut it all. But I just put it in there, and it creates just a little bit of a hardness to it so that it doesn't get bent as easily. I haven't tried laminating them because I would have to do a lot of measurement. I just kind of make a couple each year and use them with my students who really need that extra push or extra bump to get over to that next 10. Not all students need this, so it's a tool to use with those students who need it. So the 3 strategies, one of them was to use a 0 to 99 chart. Then there's bottoms up, reverse the chart, and think about having students count up with the chart. And then the last one was to create a circular chart and to be able to connect the number system for the students so that they can see how our number system doesn't end at the end of the piece of paper. I kind of wonder whether our students think that things sort of end. That 0 to 99 chart is also good because it doesn't end at the 10 place does end at the end of the piece of paper, and then it goes to the next line for the next set of 10s. I have on my website, and I want to show you really quickly the page on my website. I have a blog post that is called A Twist on a Hundreds Chart, and it includes some 0 to 99 charts and in here for free. So you can see this. It's probably been on Pinterest for a while, so you can see what it looks like. It's the Twist on a Hundreds chart. This one I did, and it was obviously a little flatter, and it went from top to bottom. So in this example, you can see it starts with 0 at the top, and it goes down to 99 down at the bottom. And I took a little bit more care on it, did a little bit easier. So then that one's been floating around Pinterest. So I have a couple versions of it, 0 to 99, and then 99 to 0 if you count down, or from bottom up. So both of those are available as a free resource and a free download. You just have to click the let's see, is that going to turn? Yep. You just have to click, and it will be a free download for you. And it's just a simple number chart. You can do it with any number chart that you have. This one just happens to be printed to a page, so it's easier to cut out and use with students. Let me see. I don't know if I see any questions because I am actually doing this from a different system, so I'm not sure if I can see questions. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure I can see questions on here, so I am going to have to figure out how to get questions. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any questions on here. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that tip of a couple of hundreds charts tips and being able to help students sort of transition into counting by ones and helping them see how to cross that 10. I know for my second graders, I did this as a K2 PD, but my second graders often have difficulty crossing a 10 when adding and subtracting. They get it when they're counting, and they can count forever, and that works. But when they're adding and subtracting two-digit numbers, crossing that 10 is so difficult. And having a number chart that is circular will help them just navigate our number system and see that it's a continuous system. It's not just a linear thing, but that the numbers work together in different ways. So thank you for watching today, and I appreciate you being here, and I just come back tomorrow for some information on reading groups. What I'm going to do is try and do some mix between math and reading, and a mix between lower grades, K5, primary, maybe some upper grades, but most of my work is between K3 recently, and so thank you for being here, and I appreciate all that you've done, and have a good and awesome day.